Up on TikTok. Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with the hosts and other viewers in real time. And remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. Make sure you follow the community guide. Shad Gross, he's number one. Use a lot of numbers. Brandy Kane, Andrew Omeda, Imagine Vegeta, Dale Martinson, Marvin T. Carr, my boy, 666 Antichrist 00. The Antichrist is here. Hello there, my friend. The Golden Nut says, Patriots 617. Welcome aboard, everybody. All aboard! It is time for Wednesday Night Live. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to go ahead and start the engine going now. Get the engineer hat on. I guess it's way more comfortable. That's the engine pulling out of the station, my friend. Atheist Animated is with us. We are streaming also on YouTube via StreamYard. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Christopher James. I'm going to put away the obnoxious little whistle and get out big toot. Amazing, says 666 Antichrist. Thanks, buddy. Plaint Myth. I thought it said MILF. Everyone loves a MILF, but it said Plaint. It said Plaint Myth. David 2021. Thanks for joining, buddy. Our NFL official. All right, we got football with us. The Crazy Fox 32. Friend 4444. The Dawson Dixon. Idiot Piss. Idiot Piss. With some numbers behind it. Sheep FTL. What's that mean? Sheep FTL joined. Icon XXX. NYC. Blake shot wife. What? That's no good. Don't shoot your wife. Camo and Cads joined. Papa Bear. Eileen Jaguar. Jaguar, as they say in England. User a lot of numbers joined. Come on, everybody, get with it. Get with the program and get a nice, fun username that we can give a toot out to. Megan Lorian. That sounds like a name from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? Daddy 420 for Daddy 420 ever. Love 420, my friend. Popcorn Queen. 330 joined. Lil's Monkey joined. And my phone's ringing, so I cannot talk. Yeah, right? How do you like that? I think it puts your thing on hold when that happens. Tittle Tattle. Tip Scout 0. TTC. TikTok Trish Kebab. WB090. Soprano. Riley Dad joined. So many of you. Thank you so much, everybody. If I miss your name, it's not a slight. I love you all. I'll try to give you a toot out if I see you. Stuart Hunt. What's going on, everybody, tonight? I got a hold of a wacky troll. There's my girl, Crazy Cat Lady. User a lot of numbers. Got a hold of a troll today that impugned my manhood by saying that I ate too many soybeans. Is that a thing? Is soybeans? Do you know? Producer Jay's with us, like I said, on the speakers. You can hear him in the background.
Yeah, there's a claim for when they do. I can't think of the term where you artificially change the DNA.
It is.
They claim that there's more estrogen, but I don't know if any scientific evidence behind that. But
okay, but there is like a link there. Soybeans are somehow linked to estrogen. Because this dude was like, quit eating so many soybeans, man, and your estrogen and your testosterone will feel better.
Yeah, at least a conspiracy theory level. I have to double check on whether there's any.
I don't know. Who knows? But I wondered about that. I'm like, you know what? I love fucking soybeans. I'll tell you what. Edamame, man, one of my favorite things to eat. Soybeans are really, really tasty. And as you can see, I got no real testosterone problem. I'm not sure what this dude's thinking about. Assuming again that I'm a liberal just because I'm an atheist, which I'm really not. But assuming that I eat soybeans and have low testosterone, that's like, I was like, what, buddy? What does that have to do with anything?
Here, I got the down low. Here it says soy is unique in that it contains a high concentration of isoflavones, a type of plant estrogen that is similar in function to human estrogen, but with much weaker effects. Soy isoflavones can bind to estrogen receptors in the body and cause either weak estrogen or anti-estrogen activity. That's from Harvard.
Richard Hitchens said it is a thing among those with fragile masculinity. Yeah, and that's what jumped out of me. This kid, he's early 20s, really good looking. Like, too bad he spoiled his good look. Like, he's smoking good looks. Dark, like Taylor Lautner kind of dark features. But obviously not my type. Just too much of a douchebag for that. But like a muscle guy, a gym guy, who's all wrapped up in like men. He said that like we put up the video about biblical prophecy, and he said that the prophecy is happening right now, and you can see it if you compare the way men are today with 20 years ago. I'm like, first of all, I was a man 20 years ago, just like I am today, and that's not that long ago. Maybe he's thinking of like, the Greatest Generation or something, where men were really like, I ought to pound you, and real kind of macho. But I'm like, 20 years, what are you, a punk? That doesn't even make any sense, this whole LGBT thing's been going on for way longer than 20 years. So I think he was getting it like I'm a liberal and I'm feminine and I don't have any testosterone and I'm like, is anyone more closeted and more, as our listener says, fragile masculinity? Yeah, Richard Hitchens, thanks. I don't think you're the first one. Somebody else said that. What's up, Ben? I see you, buddy. But yeah, this dude is just like, quit eating soybeans and your testosterone will feel better. Like my testosterone has feelings, for one thing. And for another thing, like I could eat soybeans every day, all day long for the rest of my life and never have low testosterone. I'm just a high T guy. And that's not a boast. I'm happy with my feminine side, but that's just the way it is. I don't have any hair left because I have so much testosterone. You can hear the testosterone in your voice. Thanks, Keisha. Yeah, it's just kind of the way I've always been. So
that could be a funny skit for a comment reaction. That could be we could come up with something.
Yeah, maybe maybe we'll do that. But anyway, I was like, this dude is so in the closet. He obviously craves penis. Anyone who talks about your lack of masculinity the way he does and like yearns for people to be more masculine and to quit eating soybeans, yeah, dude, you're a closet case if I've ever seen one, man. Yeah, my daughter's in the house. Of course, she can't be on the camera though. We don't want to get kicked off for that, but she's helping out, reading some comments. Britt Nye, the science guy, my girl from Canada. What's up, baby? Thanks for joining. Cap NH. Yeah, or yearns to be more masculine himself. He's really trying. And like I say, he's got like gym muscles and tattoos, and he's like, his bio said his name's like Louisville Mike or Mikey Louisville or Louis Mike or something. His bio literally said, proud Italian American, Christian, and in God we trust. In other words, boring, and stupid and wrong. Okay, because we don't all trust in God, and we know that that's just a bad motto for everybody. But literally, what's more boring than an Italian American into his machismo? Nothing. Let me tell you what. So yeah, this kid wasting all of his good looks on being a stupid fuck. I have the take. Oh, sweet, man. Thanks, man. What? No fuzzy takes, bud. Get it together, man. That's all right. There's no hurry. Like I said, we should have dropped a new limerick tonight. Yid Vicious, the famous Jewish slam poet, Yid Vicious, broke out with a poem. He should be so lucky to be an oppressed Christian in America. He knows what it's like to be oppressed. Let me tell you, Sid Vicious is here with a new limerick. So check that out. And we got one for next Wednesday too. So I don't need Ben's until a week from 2 weeks at least, and I could probably like find something to do before then. Sanctified, our guy, Sanctified, JSC Crouch, love you, man. Thanks for joining. A heroic turd. I wish I could have a heroic turd. I'm old these days. I can never get a heroic turd to come anymore. It's always poots, I'm just kind of but too much information. I know. Someone reported your comments. Why? What comments? That's wrong. Sanctified is goofy and he's too into Christianity and he's too sold on it, but he's a respectful dude and we don't mind when he joins. I got to be honest with you, man.
No, someone reported Sanctified's comment.
That's what he says.
Not yours, but there, yeah.
I didn't do that.
No. I don't know who he means. I didn't report him, buddy. That's wrong. Forgive my ignorance, but does American money still have in God we trust embedded in the banknotes? It does. And if you want to hand me that one in the drawer, open that one drawer and hand me the $10 bill that's in there. I'll show the people. I like to show it once in a while. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Sanctified. You don't ever post anything that should be reported. I don't think. That's too bad. The money in America does still have in God we trust embedded on it, but this one does not. This is a $10 bill from 1950s, Series C, $10 bill with no in God we trust on it. And here it is. See, it's always on the back, in God we trust. And you can see that this one is free of it. It's in great shape. It's a mint bill from the 50s and right before, obviously, the time when they put it on there. So I won that in a raffle at the FFRF convention to just, remind people that there was a time, and not in the too distant past, when the money represented all of us as legal tender and didn't have any violations of the separation clause on it. We're embarrassed by that and the whole thing. I mean, in God we trust. It's just a stupid model because no matter what you feel about it, you know that not everybody trusts in God. So how is that representative of America and Americans? You know, find a model that works for all of us, like E pluribus unum always did. In God we capitalize. In God we collect wealth and shove it in our mattresses and keep it away from the poor illiterate masses that we don't want to support. It's just bullshit. Thanks Terry Kraut for joining. Kev Roshi, thanks for joining, bud. Coco 1967, thanks for being there. Who's got questions? How did you keep so great? Is that that's awesome. Our first question in the Q&A box, there's a dialogue bubble at the bottom of the page with a question mark in it. You can put your questions there and then they'll stay there. How did you keep so great? Marijuana, I guess. I don't know, my friend, but thank you for the compliment, my bud. You got to try to stay current. You know, I got young kids and they keep me young, and you gotta evolve with the times. We'll see who's going to be first to ask me my pronouns. Somebody always does, and I know now they're checking out whether I'm a cool old guy or whether I'm going to be a hater. Everyone knows that my pronouns are he and him. I'm just the old dude, and I'm not transgender, but I'm a straight ally, as they say. Love the LGBT community, QIAZBQ, whatever they're fucking putting on there for letters now. I love them all. And happy Pride Month today, June 30th, our last day of Pride Month. Right on, says Sanctified. Thanks, bud. Leslie Ann joined. Thanks for joining, man. Ma'am, or whatever your pronouns are. Can we talk about the Catholics for a minute, man? How bad are they fucking shit up? Just when you didn't think they could get any shittier, they're discovering like indigenous kids buried in Canada from one end to the other behind fucking schools. And there was another one today on Reddit, interior BC, First Nation still analyzing discovery of 182 sets of human remains near residential school. Survivors have been saying for decades that these graves existed. Canada, be strong, be the first. Shut the fucking doors on the Catholic Church. Go around, send around the fucking Mounties, or whoever the fuck you got dealing with the law up there these days, and put a fucking lock on every Catholic Church door until they get their shit together, man. I don't give a fuck. They can do it here. I don't care. Separation of church and state only goes so far. When you've been proved a danger to the public, like the Catholic Church has been, then you need to do something. The government needs to step in. You know, when a cult is amassing weapons and threatens to make violence on whatever government outposts that they're going to attack first, they go in and blow them up. And witness Waco and the Branch Davidians. They don't have the right to do whatever they want when they're considered by the FBI to be a threat to the country. They're going to go fucking shut them down. But no, the Catholic Church, no, they just get to keep on diddling boys and burying poor Indian kids in the fucking woods, man. It's disgusting. And then I go and I see that it turns out that in Ireland, the bastion of Catholicism, they've been working on a thing called symphysiotomies. Does anyone know what that is? This is disgusting. It went on from 1944 to 1984. 40 years of medical institutions in Ireland basically doing everything they could to avoid cesarean sections, because you could only have 4 cesarean sections, they thought, in the day before you couldn't have any more. And then people would turn to birth control, and they didn't want that, right? We need to churn out as many Catholics as they wanted. So they kept on doing mass medical experiments on young women as they were having babies by cutting ligaments, cutting tendons, making their pelvises wider, even cutting the pelvic bone, a pubiotomy, if you can imagine something like that, in order to make vaginal childbirth easier. And of course, all it did was make it much more painful and horrible, and led to lifelong problems for these people. This is fucking in the 1900s, man. This is Ireland. This is Catholicism. This is what religion has got us, my friends. Religious childhood indoctrination. My views, boy, you haven't seen the video? We did. That was one of our first videos, was on childhood indoctrination, and it's one of our top. Oh my God! A light just fell over. I can still see myself, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're still good.
Oh no, put it back up, baby. Thank you. Did you do that? It adds a little bit of light. It's a little bit dark in here, and if I turn on the overhead lights, it really sucks. But formerly Amos Luttrell, you got a different godless Kansan. Somebody got muted. The extra holy giraffe already got muted. What did that asshole do? Bye. Thanks for joining. No, I'm not. Yeah, childhood indoctrination is wrong. It's we need to educate you. We're never going to be able to stop parents from taking their little kids to church. It's an unreasonable expectation, I think, logistically and legally. But we need to educate people better, so that A, they don't grow up and do that to their kids, and B, when they send their kids to school, the kids learn right away that there's a million religions around the world, and the one that their parents are teaching them at home isn't necessarily true just because their parents said it's true. So when you indoctrinate a child to an unsustainable faith system, you rob them of the ability to reason. You rob them on some level of their ability to think clearly, and some people never get over it. I got over it happily. I didn't go to real hardcore church, and my parents weren't like disgusting Christians like that. And I guess, I got a strong enough mind to where it didn't affect me in that way. But I'm sure, at least for some part of my childhood, it did. And I could have been smarter probably if I hadn't believed the unbelievable just because Granny said so and Granny's granny said so. So to indoctrinate children is a disgusting practice, and all the religions in the world can get on here and tell me I'm stupid, and that teaching kids morals and all this is you don't really need religion for any of that. One troll said, "Oh, so it's wrong to teach your kids to kill, not to kill." What does that have to do with religion? What does that have to do with religion? Everyone knows it's wrong to kill. You don't need an imaginary sky daddy to threaten you with eternal punishment to know that it's not wrong to kill. So what opened your eyes to this? Honestly curious. To what? The childhood indoctrination thing? What really opened my, if that's what you're talking about, JS Wheats. Thanks, man. Just seeing people who were ruined, people who were emotionally ruined. Friends of mine, friends of family, family of friends, good friends of mine who were crippled emotionally and intellectually from their indoctrination, and were just too weak in their minds to function in society, too guilty, too afraid to function. When you tell a kid he's going to hell forever if he does certain things, it's horrifying. It really fucks kids up. So yeah, the whole childhood indoctrination thing is a bizarre, disgusting phenomenon, and it's pretty natural that it happened that way, because as parents, you want to be able to raise your kids the way that you want to raise them, but this is one that has been shown to be harmful. And I think if we just educate little kids better to philosophy, they'll get it. Believe me. Give a first grader a world philosophy class, and they get it. They understand. Matt in the hat, toot buddy. How are you, man? Just atheism in general. I'm 23 years old and still steering the scientific direction. Am I incorrect? No, of course you're not incorrect to steer the scientific direction. That's what we know. That's the best methodology we have for learning the truth of things, learning facts. Is the truth is, subjective. Obviously, we all have different truths, but facts are there forever. And the great thing about science is you don't have to believe it for it to still be true for you. So yeah, trust your mind, man. Don't worry about leaving behind the faith that your parents, foisted upon you. It's logically unsustainable. It's philosophically embarrassing in 2021. Anybody can look at the history of religion and realize that at some point it was proto-science. It probably helped out early man, get through the night when he wasn't sure the sun was going to come back in the spring. But the more we know, the less we need it, period. Sally Trans Veteran joined. Thanks. What's up, Sally Trans Veteran? You do your thing in the armed forces as a trans woman. That's awesome. Good for you. That couldn't have been easy. Sorry to hear that. Sounds like it would be. Oh, who are you talking to, Jay? Malat? What did they go through?
I missed it. Someone said that they went to a Native American school that was right wing.
Oh,
I missed it. I can't find it.
Big Bang, evolution, rocket science. God did it. Yeah. Give it up to God. When the doctor saves your husband with a quadruple bypass, make sure you thank God for that, because your husband would have been killed by God 200 years ago, straight up. I just realized that you can scroll back through the comments, Jay. Did you know that?
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't know you could do that?
No. The comments go too fast. I can't see them. and all you got to do is like go and scroll, scroll back.
It could
and
be a
see
pain
him.
to scroll though, because
Yeah,
it'll
but still, I didn't know you could do it, man. And then like
Oh, yeah,
today,
that's-
I was watching somebody else's. I was watching Apostate Aladdin, who's awesome, and who we're happy to say we're going to go do a duel live with Apostate Aladdin a week from Friday night. That should be really fun. He's an awesome closeted atheist wherever he is. I mean, he's out, but he's not. He wears a mask and a hoodie, which would like make me sweat to death. I'd lose 20 pounds every time I did that. I don't know how he fucking does that. He must be in a cool part of the country. But he's like an ex-Muslim, obviously, and he speaks Arabic. He was raised by or in a culture that or a country. I don't know if he was born here, but he speaks fluent Arabic and was taught the Quran. He knows all that shit, and he's fucking he's an amazing mind, and all you can see is his pretty eyes. Like my girl cat lady mentioned, he's got gorgeous eyes, and like it's a good thing because it's all you can fucking see. Wouldn't it be funny if he wore just a burqa? He should just wear full burqa and hijab and go and do that, and then he could be in drag. He would technically be in drag, and he'd still be hidden. His identity would be hidden because he's afraid of fatwa, which is out there to get us all. I've got concerns about that because I've been threatened by Muslim lunatics who just can't take it when you make fun of Muhammad. Well, God forbid you should make fun of a long dead con man. I mean, I don't get why they're so sensitive about that. It's like Christians don't be like, don't make fun of Jesus. I've literally never heard a Christian say, don't make fun of Jesus. They'd like go a different route. They're like, Jesus loves you. When are you going to come back? Jesus loves you more than any man, any person ever could, which is some shit there, man. Let me tell you what. And this is a dude. I've had some relationships, and there's people who can love you way better than an imaginary Jesus can. That's for fucking sure. Did you just get off the Trump train? What's that mean?
Because you're wearing a train. Because you're wearing a train. Get up and
yeah. What's that have to do with Trump though? No, I was never on the Trump train. Trump's a boob.
Yeah,
Unqualified piece of shit that guy was. Why would anyone think he could ever be president of anything? He couldn't be president of the local conservative assholes club. He's such an unstatesmanlike piece of shit. It doesn't have anything to do with his policies. Like I said, I'm not Mr. Liberal. I'm more than willing to listen to conservative fiscal ideas if they think they make sense. I'm an open-minded guy like that. But you want a president who's not a fucking embarrassment. I think in the Quran it says you can't have depictions of him or something. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what the Quran says, man? You can't have but they all take that real seriously. Like there's no like that's somehow an insult to show his face. If you look, there's like there's art. People have done art of Muhammad across the ages, and a lot of them they just have his face wiped out. Bill Cosby for president, yeah, good idea. Let's have a senile ass grabber for president.
Here, this question came in a while ago. It says, "What ways do Christians violate my rights?"
They try to violate your rights, and they violate the rights of LGBT people, and they violate the rights of women all the time by trying to legislate against their health care needs. We can't run for office as atheists legally in like 7 or 8 states. And again, those are, they wouldn't hold up in court. If you did, you'd fight it, and the Supreme Court would knock them down because they're unconstitutional. But the fact that that they're even on the book still is oppression. So maybe people can chime in about the rights that they've felt.
Question.
I know
In your question box.
Okay, I'll take a look. I do have some questions in the question box. But yeah, with the right to a secular government, for one, we all have a right to expect that our government will follow the Constitution and not be infused with Christian nationalism as it increasingly is becoming. A prayer breakfast, really. Congress opens sessions with a prayer. What is prayer doing in a civil activity like that? It has absolutely no place there. You can't get that thing back up.
Where was it?
It was just kind of hanging on the head.
The one recently where we were, they were using tax money to give to Christian organizations. So I mean, even that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's the right to have your tax money not spent on Christian organizations, and this is at the local level. And right here up the road in Racine County, they were giving away, community funds that were available to grants as community grants for people who might start something that's good for the entire community. Instead, they chose, at the bureaucratic level, not even elected officials, just some clerk somewhere is like going through in the meeting, like, who should we give this grant to? Oh, Youth for Christ. That sounds like a nice, wholesome idea. Let's give the grant to Youth for Christ. And there's probably someone from Youth for Christ right there pushing it and lobby for it. If no one's looking, then they get away with it. Prayer is the least productive thing you can possibly do. Yes, skeptical opossum. Got to give you a shout out for putting the O in front of possum, the correct name of the marsupial, the only North American marsupial. Prayer is only productive in terms of making the person who prays feel better about themselves. If a politician is, let's say, an ex-Christian atheist, do you think he or she should keep it a secret? No, all politicians should come out as atheists if they're atheists, if that's what you mean, because it needs to lose its demonization. And I think people are too scared of the backlash when most Americans, not by a lot, but a majority of Americans don't really care. They don't really care if you're religious. That's going away. And we can see that in the decline of religion and religious demographics in the country. So I think that all politicians need to just embrace that. Run on the issues, run on policy, run on your ideas, run on your charisma. And if you're an atheist, come out as an atheist. If you're an atheist and you have an interest in politics, fucking run for office. Please do it. Please. I will vote for you just because you're an atheist. I don't care, what else you got going on, unless you're, a Trumpy lunatic, but then you wouldn't be an atheist, because we all know that the number one indicator of a Trump voter is a Christian nationalist, a Christian evangelical Christian, not a mainline Protestant, not even a Catholic, but an evangelical Christian, the craziest, stupidest kind of Christians. I think all churches should be dismantled. They've hurt so many. No, we don't need to dismantle them. We need to build a fence around them, change the sign to museum, and charge admission and say, this is what stupid people used to think. The Matt in the Hat for president. Go, man. I would vote for you tomorrow, buddy. Amy Lynn, 336 says the same. Cancel religion join. Thanks for being there. Riz the Panda. I'm just looking. You can touch if you want. Join taxable museum. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's, and then every church could be like this church believed, and they could have a little history of, whatever, or just put those buildings up for sale, because church buildings are cool. A lot of times, I knew, so it was a thing back in the day in New England for like hippies and LGBT folk to buy old churches that were failing and turn them into residences or studios or whatever. Do I see the decline in religion in the U.S. moving to levels in Europe anytime soon? I feel like Europe's ahead of religion. You wrote region, but I think you mean religion, right? I don't know. Look up the polls. I think, the difference is that, European religion isn't worn on your sleeve like an identity politic, like a badge of honor, like it is. There's something to talk about to your neighbor, like it is here in America. Yeah, people in Europe are religious. People keep on talking on the Europe video that it did. It was so hugely popular. People chime in and they're like, "Oh no, Europe's pretty religious." You got the Vatican. France is pretty religious. I'm like, France, really? You're comparing France to fucking Tennessee or Texas? You need to come here and move here for a while if you think France is religious just because there's a lot of Catholics paying lip service to religion in France. All those same people are out cheating on their wives and getting drunk on good French wine and living the good life. The religion thing is in the background. So I don't know. It's declining everywhere. Religion is declining everywhere. Only because you have Muslims moving into Europe, I think maybe that skews the numbers a little bit. But Christianity's on its way out. John Lennon predicted it, and he was right, and it's crapping out. Atlanta has a beautiful venue, the Tabernacle. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, a lot of these places are awesome. There's churches in Chicago that I love to go in them because the architecture is just so fucking cool, man. Who doesn't love a flying buttress, my friend? Who doesn't love a flying buttress? Shame what happened to Notre Dame. Notre Dame in Paris when it burned up. I wasn't happy about that. These are historic buildings, and artisanship that we don't see anymore in this day of plastic pre-made, pre-molded shit that we have. It's lovely to see a well-built cathedral. Live in the Bible Belt for 2 years. Sorry, yeah, just go live in the Bible Belt for 2 years. Choose the state: Arkansas, Southern Indiana, either of the Carolinas, Mississippi, Missouri, Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky. You fucking name one, man. They all suck. I'm in Ohio and there's a church on every corner. Yeah, Ohio's no better. You know, a lot of these states, you got to go to a city. You know, I grew up in Connecticut, and people think, oh, you know, Connecticut's just a bedroom community for New York and one big suburb, and everyone's an elitist. No. Let me tell you what. There's small towns in Connecticut where the people are just as ass backwards and country stupid as anywhere else in the country. It's the same in every fucking state. Yeah, there's Paris, Texas. Famous play by Sam Shepard, the late great Sam Shepard, just left us recently. R.I.P. Sam Shepard, studly man. Talk about a manly man from the day and a great playwright. Wrote the play Paris, Texas. Yeah, Southern Illinois. I'm in North Carolina, but the atheist population is growing along with Gnostics. Nice, the Gnostics making a comeback. I like that. Yeah, North Carolina's got its pockets. Charlotte's a big town, and it's got plenty of liberal folk in it. And you got Asheville that's full of hippies, and you know, so yeah. But you still got, you know, the shitbird politicians down there that are sucking Trump's ass. North Carolina went Republican, and I got people in North Carolina, and I'm always embarrassed. They have I go to Charlotte, and there's a park, a public park that's got a church in it, and that, you know, that's public property. It's government property. You don't have a church in the fucking park. Yeah, Montana. Woo-hoo! My dad lives in Montana. It's beautiful, but man, what a bunch of steer herding backwards ass country fucks are there in Montana, man. Yeah, Asheville is cool. Thanks, Amy Lynn, for saying that. I stopped in Asheville and I was well impressed. Asheville, very cool. And Montana's got cool spots too. It's the same way there. Hippies are moving in. They're taking over places. They're serving vegan food. They're coming up with neat little artist studios. But by and large, Montana, you know, not even libertarian anymore. It's just full of friggin' Trumpy, crazy survivalist, gun-toting lunatics, man. Proprietor Cowboy, thanks for joining. The people ruin the natural beauty. Yeah, they do. People ruin pretty much everything. Yeah, a lot of pagans in Asheville. The paganism is on the rise, and I love it, man. When are you going to get the paganism video out, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know. Keep an eye on for it.
Knoxville, Tennessee, small town, but a town, you know, and we're peppered with liberals. All right, yeah. You know, and liberals, you know, a lot of times aren't a whole lot better. And the Democrats still pander to God and pander to the Christians. They need to give it up. Good evening. Happy to be here. I'm currently unlearning the harmful indoctrination I was raised in. Nietzsche Don. Go, Nietzsche Don. That's really awesome for you, man. Deconstruct safely, my friend. If we can be of any help, please let us know. Yeah, don't worry about your indoctrination. The people who did that to you didn't know any better. They're probably okay. But you could tell us if your parents were really terrible. That's always possible, too. What's your opinion on The Secret book? What's that? What's The Secret book? Anybody know?
Yeah, we talked about it before. It's the if you think about it, it'll come to you. The manifest, whatever.
Oh yeah, like the Wonder Woman 84 bit, where there's a trinket that you can wish on and your stuff comes true.
I guess it's like if you really want a parking spot and then you think about a parking spot, like it'll show up.
Yeah, that's right. I remember talking about it. I actually had never heard about that before, but that sounds dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm. You got a question from Queen Faye Bean. What's your take on the Satanic Temple?
The Satanic Temple's cool. I like the gimmick that they got going. A lot of the hardcore Church of Satan people really hate it, you know, and they don't like people playing the victim card. They think they see that as running counter to classical Satanism, I guess. But you know, it's just atheism with a bit. These guys are atheists, and they want the Christians to take their shit down out of the government buildings. They don't want to see God Bless America. They don't want to see In God We Trust. They don't want to see Ten Commandment statues. So they take advantage of their rights to have one of their religion's icon re-put up, Baphomet or whatever the hell they want, and, you know, devil coloring books in the schools, whatever they can come up with, they do it, and all that does is piss off the Christians really bad, and so they either have to let the Satanism statue in, or they have to take it all down, which is really the better option anyway, because none of that stuff has any business being in those places. But you know, as long as it's the Supreme Court ruled, I want to say in 2012 was the ruling, you know, that those things, you know, could stay, and prayer was okay too at these places, but you have to let anybody pray. So when the Satanists go to say their invocation at the town hall, you know, it shocks the Christians, and then, you know, they can either decide that they're going to keep that policy where everybody can, you know, you can have a Muslim and an imam come in and talk his shit, or you can have a pagan come in and talk their shit, or you can have a Satanist come in and really scare the Christians, And in a lot of cases, they'll just be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe we'll just get rid of the prayer policy, and then we don't have to deal with this dirty atheist. But it doesn't always work. Thanks for the mic, Sunny Tops, Surrey Tops, love it. Thanks for the mic, and thanks for the gifts, Matt. I saw you, buddy. I love you. You're always there for us, man. Matt and Hat, great follow. If you haven't followed Matt and Hat, go find his page. Lyle, the Baphomet is really cool symbol. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, who wouldn't rather see a Baphomet statue than the bleeding Jesus hanging from a fucking cross with his bloody fucking head everywhere? It's just so morbid and disgusting. You got Baphomet, he's out there, he's like, he's got his nipple ring, whatever the hell he's got. So much cooler. I'm a public school teacher. They are kind of helping. Yeah, they are. You know, I can't take it away from them. I've interviewed Lucian Greaves, and he's kind of an arrogant prick, but you know, I can't really throw stones there. And he did something great. I got to give it up to him. So yeah, I'm all right with the Satanic Temple. I need to give my little ones my attention. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, you're taking off. Yes, thank you for taking care of your little ones, and good luck, Nietzsche Don. Thanks for checking in. Another working class hero. That sounds like a song, doesn't it? Working class hero. Thanks for joining, buddy. I'm a fan of Buddy Jesus. Why do I know that? What's Buddy Jesus? Ex-Mocat join. Thanks for joining. Who knows what Buddy Jesus is? Do you, Jay?
No.
I feel like I should know what that is. Have you noticed the kids are smiling at the Baphomet but look sad at Jesus? Well, of course they do. Jesus is it's a horrible, sad, morbid, awful, disgusting story of death and torture. I mean, yeah, and that's what stays with people. The resurrection doesn't stay with anyone. It's why isn't the icon of Christianity like Jesus floating up to heaven on a cloud? Why is it the death tool? Why is it the morbid, bloody cross? I can't believe I've just now found you. I can't believe you just now found me either. It's love. It's true love. That is Blam 74. Is that Blam? Blam. She's a total blam. She said she had to leave it, but you'll hate this. Is from the Dogma movie. But Jesus, I'm sure there's some funny bits in the Dogma movie. I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes. It was so stupid. It was so poorly written. I just couldn't do it anymore.
It's that statue where Jesus has a thumbs up and he's pointing at you. He's kind of winking.
Oh yeah, with the gap in his teeth, right? Does he have a gap tooth too?
I don't think he has a gap, but he's winking. He's got a heart. Yeah, so kind of like a buddy.
Yeah. All right, he's got real big teeth. All right, buddy Jesus.
Yeah, big teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I have to deconstruct? Hell no, I didn't have to deconstruct. I left that shit behind, like it was fucking yesterday's stale pasta, man. It was easy. I didn't grow up in a hardcore church. It was very liberal, very progressive, if you will. Mainline Protestants. Nobody took the Bible as literal when it came to shit like Genesis. I mean, some of the, we figured that the Jesus stories were real, and we believed that the Bible was, inspired, divinely inspired. But no one was like, Genesis, Earth, young Earth creation, and all this bullshit, and there was discussion was welcome. Skepticism was welcome in my church. So by the time I got to be 16 or 17, I was over the guilt and the fear, and I was making out with chicks and not really worrying about it too much. But by the time I got out of college, then I was really I had seen fundamentalism by then, and so I was really over it. It did not take me any time to deconstruct. Why do you choose atheism over Satanism? Satanism wasn't a thing quite as much as it is now. When I chose, I probably still would have chose straight up atheism. I'm just not motivated to get into the gimmickry of Satanism enough, and I think atheism is what really needs to be normalized. We don't want Satanism parades as another religion, which is fine because they do it to a good purpose. But I'm an atheist. I think all religions are just as silly as all the other ones. And the word atheist is akin to Satanism in the minds of Americans. And I don't think that if I have one thing to say about Satanism when it comes to the Church of Satan, they don't do anything to help the image that atheists actually worship Satan, which is what people think. The stupid Christians who are too dumb to understand myth from fact really think when they hear you're an atheist, they say, oh, so you worship Satan and you eat babies. They're like, what part of I don't believe in any gods don't you get, you dumbass? So that's why I chose atheism. Plus, Satanism just wasn't on the map like it is today. it was a thing in college, the Church of Satan. Like my edgy friends had the Satanic Bible and stuff in the day, but then it kind of hit a low period. And it's only been the last 10 years probably that the Church of Satan, the Satanic Temple has kind of shed the light on Satanism again. So that's why. Why are parents so convinced morality equals religion? Well, not all parents are, my friend. If your parents are, then they just haven't read the Bible. You know what I mean? There's no morality in the Bible. If they're Christian, you're talking about Christian religion. But I think religion has been used effectively in some ways to instill morality in a time, a society of people that was wandering through the desert and perhaps needed, some kind of threat and some kind of rules to kind of keep them in line. I think that at some point it probably helped in a little bit of a way. But the problem is that it was like the next day that governments and religious leaders started using it to control people. We can pretty much see today that you don't need religion to be a moral person. There's nobody more moral than the atheists I know. And our morality obviously doesn't come from holy books, which describe an evil, jealous, genocidal maniac of a God who allows slavery and child molestation to go on across the ages. There's just no morality there. God himself in the Bible killed over 2 million people. We counted. And if you don't believe me, check out the videos at Kintou, KINTOU media on YouTube. There's a couple of videos called Holy Shit that are on that channel. And one of them counts the killers in the Bible. And the devil has like 12 to his name, I'm guessing. And God told him to kill those 12. And literally God has like over 2 million. And that's all the questions. I'm looking at the questions on the Q&A. I've got to all of the rest of them now. Jay Brillybean, Jibril Bennis. Thanks for joining, man. A lot of zeros, A3 join. The way you start your videos isn't encouraging to watch. This is much better. What's that mean? I've been watching Vikings, unrelated, but it's pretty good. Yeah, the beginning of the Vikings, the first couple seasons especially, are really cool. They spent money making that a neat series. I don't know. I'm not enough of a history buff to really know how many liberties they took with actual, Viking history, but it's a pretty cool series. I was a fan. They ended it badly. So I have an opinion I'd like to say was that the way you start your video. You're talking about the videos on my channel, the way I start them. All right, I could take that criticism. No one's ever told me that before. I'm not really sure what that means, how I start them. That means don't sit on a chair and make someone ask you the question. Just talk about it like this. Oh, I see what you're saying. He doesn't like it when you read the questions, Jay. Most of my videos now come from questions, and I'm doing them myself. And they're just coming because I have like 100 questions in my Q&A. If you go to the bio and you look at the Q&A and you hit one of those, it'll come up in the comment section, but it'll say ask, and it'll stay there. And right now that there's so much material there that 90% of the videos I'm doing are coming from those. So we haven't actually been doing a lot of those where Jay asks me a question. But yeah, I'll take that under advisement. That's just kind of the way we started. We didn't really know what we were doing when we started this TikTok, and we weren't ready for it, quite honestly, to take off the way it did. So really gratified that it has, and I really want to thank everybody. I didn't thank everybody this live yet. Thanks to was that funny, man? Thanks for being there. We couldn't do this without the followers.
We got someone on YouTube wants to come over and they said Catholic traditionalist says, please provide me with the live stream link so that I may confront you on your untruths you atheists are spewing. So I'm gonna send them the link.
Why? So they can just get muted by the
yeah
untruths about Catholicism. What? Is it not true that priests molest boys? Is it not true that they're digging up bodies from in back of Catholic schools? Or not? People who defend the Catholic religion make me want to puke in my fucking mouth, man. Whatever. It's so stupid. Kevin Rubik, thanks, man. Talk about moderators. What's up, Kevin? Love you, buddy. Some guy wants to come on and set me straight about my misconceptions and my lies about Catholicism. So can't wait to see what that asshole's got to say. Evening, Nana in Virginia. I'm scrolling back through here a little bit to see who's up. I think I've been watching the Vikings disappoint me. I've been watching the Vikings disappoint me my entire life. You're talking about the Minnesota Vikings? Yeah, me too. When I was a kid, I was a Minnesota Vikings fan because the Patriots sucked. I'm from New England. And when I was a kid, it was the bad old days of the AFL. And the Patriots were so bad that no one was a fan. And I just liked the color purple, and I loved Vikings because we were studying them in school. And Fran Tarkenton was my guy back in the day. And then they let me down. 4 Super Bowls, they kept letting me down. And then the Patriots got good later in my life, and I got to be a fan. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the Minnesota Vikings anymore. But thank you, Nana in Virginia, for joining. I'm glad to see you here again. Chronic Puffin. You puffing some chronic, my friend? I love that name. I love it. As we speak, churches are being burned across Canada for killing and torturing Indigenous children. Are they being literally burned? Are people burning them down? As long as there's no one inside there, I'm happy with that. The only lane. Do I like Sam Harris? Honestly, I don't really have an opinion on Sam Harris. I haven't read his books. I don't watch his videos. He was too big for us to interview. He's one of the big wigs that was too big for us to actually get a hold of him and interview. When I've interviewed most people you can name in the atheist community that are big names, except for him and Dawkins, obviously, and Hitchens died too soon. But yeah, Sam Harris was one of those guys. Have your people talk to my people. And I don't. I'm happy that Sam Harris is a public atheist. So I'll say that. But I don't know much about his friggin' ideas otherwise. Catholic Church, I hope so. I mean, Jesus Christ. The government of Canada should put a lock on him, and I'm not encouraging arson, but if a church burns, I'm not shedding a lot of tears. And happy last day of Pride Month. Yeah, I said that already. Happy last day of Pride Month. Carnage 13. Love you. Love all my gay friends. We've gotten used to the disappointment. It fuels our anger with Wisconsin. Yeah. You know what? Wisconsin's got plenty to be angry about because with Aaron Rodgers for so many years and all they can muster is one fucking Super Bowl to the fucking pack, right? The pack's fudge, man. They suck. They should have done a lot better with what they had, and now he wants to leave. And you can't hardly blame him. He's kind of a prick, and a little bit too big for his britches, but he's probably the best quarterback that any of us have ever seen in terms of talent. And this is from a Tom Brady fan who's still doing it. Tom Brady's going to win more Super Bowls before Aaron Rodgers does, still at 45 or whatever, however the fuck old he is. And it's the Pack's fault, not Aaron Rodgers' fault. Their prime minister spoke about this, but has he spoke about the 700 children child and bodies? I don't know. Taurus 7747, you in Canada? I don't know. Britt and I probably got some stuff to say if she's still around about that too. Alpalayo, Sassy Gaga 4 joined. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being there, people. Yeah. So the Catholic Church. I don't know. I didn't see that guy come on yet, but what an embarrassment to humanity, honestly. And it's such a it's a contradiction too, because a lot of Catholics and Catholic priests are actually cooler than the evangelicals we know. But their organization is you can't defend it anymore. It's become toxic beyond anybody's imagination. I used to be an NFL fan, but then St. Louis was robbed of the Rams. Yeah, you salty about that, my friend? Yeah, my memory of the Rams was when the Patriots stepped up and beat them as underdogs back in 2001, I guess that Super Bowl was. Unmarked Graves, yeah, Unmarked Graves we know. We looked at that before you joined, I think, Taurus. There's another article today about a British Columbia school with 182 graves found behind it. And not only that, we were reading about how they tortured women by cutting their pelvic regions open in different ways to try to experiment on ways to make vaginal birth easier so that women could have more Catholic babies instead of turning to birth control after they've had 4 C-sections, which used to be the only thing. They used to think you could only have about 4 C-sections before you had to quit that. I think nowadays you can have more safely, but I don't really know. Thanks for sharing. Avocado, anyone? Love avocado. It's a superfood, my friends. Eat an avocado for avocado, anyone. Share the live video. Thank you so much for sharing the live video. I'm pretty good, Kev. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Keeping it together? A little St. Paladin. St. Louis Paladin. Yeah, a little crying for the. Sorry about that. Sorry to bring up bad memories. Mitch Will 0 followed. Thanks for the follow, man. Thanks everybody for following. We're almost at 60K. Let's push it over the top tonight, will you? The lives always get us a big boost, and I'd love to see that number fall tonight, man. We're getting there. Captain Dadpool coming for you, man. Killed by the hands of Catholic priests and nuns operating residential schools in Canada. Yeah, that's what happened. What's up, Hub? Evening. Thanks for being there, my friend. Firemanton joined. Thanks for the roses, my love. Crazy cat lady sending me roses all the way from delicious Denmark on the North Sea. Gray again. Is it gray there a lot? I have a feeling that it is. Scandinavia, I always feel like it's got a lot of cloud cover coming off the old North Sea up there. But I'd still love to go. Yes, I know, but if you're PM, you guys are talking about the disgusting Catholic Church in Canada. And Canadians rightfully outraged. Rightfully outraged. We don't hear a lot where so much is made of indigenous people in the U.S. and the drubbing that they took and the injustices that have been done to them, that you forget that indigenous people were all through Canada too, and they were probably not treated a whole lot better than they were here, sadly. And now we're seeing the proof, and that the fact that it came at the hands of the church too. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, I figured it was great a lot there. But when it's sunny, it's pretty. Art teacher wannabe. You want to be an art teacher. Thanks for joining, man. I love that name. Art teacher. V. Vickerman. Is that two V's as in not Wickerman, but the Vickerman? Mental health gardening. Love it. Thanks for joining. I've realized that Jim Jeffries videos give me the most views. Okay. I'll take that under advisement. It's funny. I don't know what gives people the most views. It's just the analog seems fussy, and I'm not sure how to smoke it right each time. And sometimes ones that you think aren't going to do shit go through the friggin' roof, and ones that you think are really good get totally buried and lost. So who knows? TikTok. I don't even know what they got going on. Jim Jeffries. I know who Jim Jeffries is. You just post his bits, his anti-religious bits. And I think stuff like that it catches people's eye. Atheist Animated's our buddy Jay here, posted what was it, Jay? You had one that went like viral and got like 400,000 views or something.
One of them that did really well was just a Family Guy. It was basically taking a Christian TikToker.
Why are you in my headphones, man?
Can you hear me?
What happened? Hang on.
That's all right. I'm having my own tech issues.
No, we lost the. Let me pull up the. I know you got to get off here, but I'm gonna have to reattach. Did you unplug those?
What?
Are the speakers plugged in? What happened? We lost Jay. The pumpkins are coming along nicely. Matt, it's early in the year for pumpkins. I'm glad to see you got some pumpkins, my friend. You got a garden? That's cool. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, plug it back in. I know you can hear me, and I can hear you screaming through my speakers. Yeah, I'm going to connect. There they go. That should get it going again. Made me drop my whistle. Yeah, there he is. My dog.
Yeah, the video was just
plug out of the Bluetooth speakers. No, it's all right, baby. Don't worry about it.
Taking.
You know why there's only one Yogi Bear? No, tell us why is there only one Yogi Bear? Somebody's got a riddle. Go ahead, Jay.
Just taking Christian TikTokers videos and then putting a Family Guy clip after it or something like that. I think was the one that was the best.
That was the best one. I know you like rocketing past us in likes in the early going because one of those videos was so popular. But yeah, old boy likes to post Jim Jeffries videos, and he says those do really well. Matt started planting pumpkins for now, but more next year. Mainly stuff I can eat. Yeah, you can't eat pumpkins very much, can you? I mean, you can if you work at it, I guess. Who likes pumpkin seeds? That's good. That's good eating. Had some Brussels sprouts tonight, man. You know what? And they were fine. They were really fine. I like vegetables, and I encourage everyone to eat more vegetables. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I don't subscribe to any of that crap. I'm not going to abdicate my place at the top of the food chain just because of reasons. But I do like to enjoy vegetables, especially when they're fresh in the summertime. Are we born atheist? Of course we're born atheist. The only lane asks. How could it be any other way? I think we may be born with an instinct to seek, but if all that scientific knowledge is just handed down to us right now, I think that the God concept wouldn't even have been invented. If man came into sentience today and tomorrow they laid all of today's scientific knowledge on us, I think that there wouldn't be very many people who were seeking for God. The more answers that we get to the questions that we have, the less we need a God of the gaps. So yeah, clearly we're all born atheists. You have to be indoctrinated to the very idea. Otherwise, you likely wouldn't come up with it. This day and age, in the old days, someone would have come up with it sooner or later because they did. So that part's obvious. But that was when they didn't know shit. They didn't know where the sun went at night. The South Park video I did for me more likes than anything in a while by a lot. Yeah, and I think people don't have much attention span. They want to see something fast and easy and fun, and people never underestimate the stupidity of the public. None of you people, of course. You guys are all brilliant fucking geniuses. Religion likes to argue that we're not born. Yeah, well, that's dumb. They have to. What are they going to do? They have to argue that because they're grasping at straws at this point to hang on. When they look out across the pews and they see empty seats, they panic. And they want to, like, why do you need to convince anybody? Your faith should be enough. But when you try to convince people with arguments like, we're born with an instinct to God and science proves God, when you're trying to come up with reasons that your religion is real, it means that your faith is weak, and you understand that your faith is weak and can't hold up to any scrutiny whatsoever. So the people make me laugh. People who try to prove their faith through different philosophical and scientific arguments, they look stupider than the person who's just like, you know what, it works for me, I believe. I can respect that. You got to get to sleep at night. So, whatever gets you through the night is okay with me, as long as you're not feeding it to my kids, trying to enforce it on the government, and you're not indoctrinating little kids somewhere to the lies that you've told yourself. Then knock yourself fucking out. It's odd to me that several pastors could not explain how Adam and Eve led to all humans. Yeah, I mean, right there, you got one. But they have their reasons. They get like, oh, there was actually other people in the land of Nod that were like women with no names and no clothes, and they were just ready to breed. I don't know. It's stupid. That people could think that we all came from 3 sons, one of whom got killed, right? And then they all got killed anyway, and then Noah had to do it again with just his people. Talk about incest. No wonder we're so stupid. We're all products of incest. A friend of mine recently said religion and science should work together. Religion should work with science, or else it becomes obsolete. I'll say that. But somebody, responded to one of my videos about religion and science by saying that science has a lot to gain from religious thought. And I thought to myself, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. Science has nothing to gain from religious thought. Nothing whatsoever to gain from religious thought. Religion has everything to gain from science, because science might discover God one day and his secret stash of holy writings and Jesus by his side, and prove that it's all true. So religion literally has everything to gain from science, and science has nothing to gain from religion. So, they should work one way together, but I don't know, science, unless it's like a social science that's studying religion, but science, it's a silliness. Science has nothing to fucking learn from religion. I'm talking about Bill Nye, Mythbuster Science Talk, and many things on Discovery. What do you mean, Kev? On your videos? Are you joining someone from YouTube from different beliefs? Am I? What's that mean? Who are the best famous atheists? Daniel Dennett. Now there's a thinker. Christopher Hitchens was the greatest, in my opinion. By the time science gained attention, religion had already killed so many and was planted by fear. Yeah, that's true. Best taco ever. It's hard to break up the syllables sometimes. Best taco ever. Ricky Gervais and Penn Jillette. Yeah. Love Ricky Gervais. Penn Jillette's cool. I met him. We need more conservative atheists like Penn Jillette, so that we don't all seem like we're leftist liberals, which is fine with me, whatever you are. But I've met Penn Jillette, and he's all right. He's a pretty cool guy. I showed one of my open-minded Christian coworkers about the Satanic Temple, and it blew her mind. Well, that's cool. At least she's open-minded. Purity teaching. Is that like abstinence? What's purity teaching? I've heard of that. 666 Antichrist. Put that in the questions. Jay, you know what purity teaching is?
Yeah, I think it's no sex, and I assume it's no masturbation as well.
Yeah. It doesn't work. I mean, that's dumb. I mean, teenagers, once they get to a certain age, they're going to try that shit, and the more you make them guilty about it, the more titillating it can become, right? And that's what religious people don't understand. It's like, yeah, some people are completely guilted and feared out of it, but other people, it adds to the excitement of doing something forbidden. Sex is at its best exciting and full of the kind of danger of getting caught, even if you're not guilty about it. When someone might walk in, I don't know. There's everything to be made more titillating by making something forbidden, and that goes for everything. It goes for whatever you're talking about, drugs, alcohol, whatever you're trying to tell your kid not to do. They're going to want to do it more. So, purity teaching is just is plain stupidity, and I can't help but think that it's taught by people who never learned to enjoy sex themselves. It's pathetic, the people that would bother to teach that. And we need to teach sex education in schools in America really, really badly. Even monkeys whack one at the zoo. What's the problem? Yeah, what's the problem, my friend? The monkeys, monkey will get his carrot out and yank that thing in the zoo without a little bit of shame, And again, that's what the Garden of Eden was about, right? Is we became self-aware, and then all of a sudden you couldn't pull it out and whack it without being guilty about it, and understanding that people were looking at you, and maybe they didn't think that you were up to snuff there, or maybe they didn't think it was appropriate around their kids. But before that time, we were just like monkeys, and we could pull one off. We could pull one off whenever we fancied.
Hey, Rob, you got two questions on YouTube, and then I got to jump off.
Okay, man.
One is from Wildheart666.
Love you, man.
When is the next live Atheist Underground?
On Sunday at 10:30 Central, 11:30 on the East Coast. That's the schedule we keep. Wednesday at 8, Sunday at 10:30, and we're in the Central time zone. So I have a feeling that most listeners are probably in the Eastern time zone. I don't know why I think that, just because that's more populous and that's like the cool time zone. New York City's time zone is the time zone, right? That should be where the prime meridian is, not Greenwich, England. Sorry. But that's the capital of the world. That's where I default to. I always feel bad. Ever since I've lived in the Midwest, I felt bad on New Year's Eve, because it's like by the time New Year's Eve gets here, it's already done. The ball's dropped an hour ago. Times Square, that's where it's at, my friend. So East Coast time, 11:30 on Sundays, and 9 o'clock on Wednesday evenings. That makes it like twice a week. You can count on us being here unless something really bad happens and we can't be here. And then people know what to expect. And I don't really, once in a while we go live randomly. We've done it a couple of times. And we do dual lives on Friday night sometimes, again, because it separates us by a couple of days, and it's just a lot. This is a lot of work for us. I have a full-time job. I have kids. I have other stuff to take care of. And being a creator on Atheist TikTok really, really became all-encompassing and all-consuming. So it takes a lot of time. So we have to split out some time for other stuff. Unfortunately, I wish I could do it all the time. You can see I love it. I love it so much, and I love all of you for making it possible for us to do this. I'll forever be gratified and grateful to all of you for making this possible. It's an absolute dream come true to be able to just get on the phone and blow like I do, open my mouth and spew whatever comes out, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. Really, really, really thank you. J Bones Shribes. And that's the most gratifying part, honestly, is that we actually get messages from people who thank us for helping them. And, I'm in this movement to help people, but I didn't think TikTok would do it like this. People have been coming up and thanking me since 2012, 2013, but it was few and far between. And it was at events once a year, or, once in a while someone would find the group and be like, thanks. But, this has been overwhelming. It's been really, really great. And thank you, Matt. Thank you for your words. Matt in the Hat, one of our good guys. Long time
Here's the-
guy. He's a long time guy.
Here's the last question
another
from
question?
YouTube. Yep. Catholic traditionalist wants to know, how may I contact Rob to debate him?
How may I contact Rob to debate him?
Yeah.
You know, you can contact us at atheistundergroundshow@gmail.com. You can contact me. I'll be polite. I don't like to debate, especially I don't like to debate Christians or zealots or fundamentalists or people who are stuck in their belief system, as I am stuck in my lack of belief. We're not going to change each other's minds, and all that a Christian can bring is the Bible. There's no evidence, there's no proof. So to debate one is literally like banging your fucking head against a brick. Like, well, the Bible says, and there was witnesses to the resurrection, and it has to be true because the Bible says, and the Bible says, claim isn't the proof. And I have yet to hear one Christian come up with anything compelling that I would want to debate. And I'm not a debater. That's not what I do. I'm a talker. I'm an actor. I'm not skilled in debate. I'm not practiced at debate. I didn't take debate club in school. I find debates boring. I don't like to watch them. So, you know, thanks, Keisha. We're grateful for you. Honestly, where you at? You come here. I'll make love to you tonight, my baby. I love you so much. Really, thank you for being there for us. Hey, first time I've used TikTok live chat, so go easy on me. I'm a noob. Thanks, non-crazy cat lady. That's Wildheart 666. Just see his name. Yeah, he's usually on YouTube. Thanks for getting on TikTok, bud.
I'm going to jump off if you want to say goodbye to the YouTube stream.
Yeah, the YouTube stream is going to end because producer Jay has to go. He's not in the studio, even though you can hear his voice. The magic of technology has brought Jay to our studio through the speakers. And so via StreamYard, we've been on YouTube, but the YouTube is going to end. Anybody that was on YouTube, I love you so much. Thank you for joining. That's your camera there. Good night. And thanks, Jay. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Yep. Talk to you soon.
Bye, buddy. So we're on TikTok